Amy will hire our next head coach.
You've been with this franchise a long time. Mid-season coaching changes typically haven't turned the tide, so to speak. How hopeful are you, or what makes you think that this can lead to better results in the field?
Well, a number of things. The last interim head coach we had went on to do pretty great things for our franchise. Jeff was here for a long. He only had the one win the rest of that season, but his future with our club. You got a chance to know Jeff, to see Jeff work. We'll get the same thing with Mike. We'll get an opportunity to see him perform as a head coach. But we'll cast a wide loop looking for candidates for a successor head coach. We've made that clear to Mike. He understands that. But it's a great chance for him to have an audition as a head coach.
He has no chance to
No.
the long term?
No, just the opposite. What I said was that this is an opportunity for him to audition for the permanent role.
So you'd like to have the job permanently?
I would like to, yes. I've always wanted another opportunity. I wasn't sure I'd ever get another one after what happened in Jacksonville, but I would absolutely like to have that opportunity.
Steve, does there need to be a precedent in place when that new head coach is hired? Will you be here for that, and your interim guy sitting next to an interim guy?
I think the greater responsibility that our controlling owner has is to find a new head coach. If she wants me to help in that process after the season's over, I'll be glad to do that. Turn our attention to that first, and then turn our attention to finding a permanent president and CEO. But I think having a head coach on the ground as early as we can in that process is more important than finding a permanent president and CEO.
How does the head coach and GM relationship affect? Because a lot of times a general manager is the one who's charged with hiring the head coach, but obviously the owner's going to.
Well, and I think our general manager will have a role in looking for it. The question I was asked earlier is who will make the final decision, and that person will be Amy. But I think Rustin will be involved in the search. I'll be involved in the search. It's something that he and I have both done before. In terms of them working together, the phrase that I have always used is genuine collaboration. If you have that going on between your head coach and general manager, your whatever problems you have between personnel and coaching will disappear.
Where's he now? Where's Rustin right now?
He's in this room.
Why isn't he at the podium?
I didn't ask him to be at the podium.
Why not?
The decision was made by our controlling owner. We were informed of her decision after offering her our input.
Does he have Amy's full support?
Yes, he is our general manager. You bet.
Steve, it may be hard to put wins and losses on, but what would you need to see from Mike and the football team here at the end of the 2015 season to feel good about him moving forward?
We would need to see measurable improvement. The improvement in our business is measured in wins. You can be competitive, you can play in close games, but at the end of the day, what people care about is wins and losses.
How much of concern was the health of Marcus Mariota moving forward, the number of sacks this team was giving up as you looked at where this team was headed when they could change?
I think that's more a Mike question than a Steve question.
We have to make changes there. And offensive line, there'll be some roster changes there, and I won't go into depth with that. But everybody really is involved with that. That's everybody. Receivers, route running, the speeds, the depths, the precision, the backs, everything, tight ends included. Everybody can help with our protections, and including the coaching staff first, putting the scheme together to ensure that happens.
Why should you step into this short amount of time like this?
I'm sorry?
How much can you change in a short amount of time coming in on an interim basis with no camp or anything like that?
Well, it's a lot of people have asked, what are you going to change? Well, I have to sit back and think about that for a second. I have ideas offensively, schematically. Again, I need some time to just kind of take this all in and see where I need to focus all my attention. But obviously, I have some thoughts offensively, and I've already addressed it with the offensive staff.
Do you feel you have the roster offensive
skilled players?
That's up to us. I mean, I've always been under the impression that you play around your players' talents and you fit a scheme around them. You don't try to fit them to your scheme. And not saying that that's what we did, but I think we as coaches can do a better job. We have to do a better job of putting our guys in position to have an advantage on plays. That's all of them. That's the offensive line. That's the receivers, everybody.
You talked about making roster changes on the offensive line if need be. Today's the trade deadline. Are you guys in that market at all?
I have not talked about that, no.
Mike, how do the other assistant coaches take the news when you guys kind of all got together and talked about it?
Well, there's I think a close relationship with your head coach. So it was a little bit of a shock to everybody. I don't, really nobody saw it coming, and I think they just wondered what direction we were going to head. And so that was the first thing I did. I got them all together and kind of gave them my impression of where I thought we could go. And again, I needed their help. Going to need their help to, and I'm included. We dug a hole that we have to climb out of, and there's nobody else that's going to come in here. Our roster's not changing, the coaching staff's not changing. We're the ones that are going to get out of it, and we got to find a way to do that. And whatever changes those are, I can't tell you exactly what they are because I haven't had really the time to sit back and take a whole big picture of this or that, the schedule, the meeting time, the travel, all that. That's things I need to look at and see if there's anything we can do better.
Well, Jason calls the plays. Is it collaborative game planning day? Is that what you do after you leave here?
Yes, sir. They're planning right now, just as we would be on every Tuesday. I've been mainly in the run game portion of it. I'll probably be more involved with first, second, and third down passing game as well. So I'll be more involved in those areas.
How critical is consistency in the coaching staff when it comes to a young quarterback's development?
I think that's important. Yeah, I definitely think that's important. That's a tough position already, let alone being a rookie in it. And you got to find a way that he's confident in what he's doing, and the consistency with the staff. I think we can all coach better. I mean, I think that's a point that I think whenever you're not winning, you're always looking at yourself first, not the players, and we'll see if we can get more out of each coach.
How did you deliver the news to Ken, and how did he take it?
I'm sorry, could you ask
How did you deliver the news to Ken, and how did he take it?
Rustin and I sat down with him together. He was very professional about it, a gentleman. He understood. He thanked both of us for the time that he spent here. We thanked Ken for the contributions that he had made to us and wished him well. It was a relatively short conversation. We told him that we'd cooperate with him any way we could about his office, his automobile, all those things that when you leave work, you lose that connection. And we're glad to try and cooperate with him in any way we can.
How much your past experiences helped you as you jump in this role here? Taking what went right, what went wrong, maybe previously?
Well, sitting back in this chair in front of you guys has helped. I mean, having the prior experience, be a little overwhelming if I had not done this before. It's going to help. It definitely. As time has gone on since what happened this morning, I'm getting much more comfortable. I'm getting a better vision. Obviously, I need more time than a couple hours, but I feel very good about this opportunity, and again, just turning the page from what took place, and I'm ready to move forward with these guys, and the staff is as well.
In Jacksonville, you talked about applying what you had gone through and in part endured in Buffalo. I'm sure you're thinking the same way now about the Buffalo-Jacksonville experiences together. What's the big takeaway from your experience in the ending of those two stints?
Well, disappointed I couldn't, first of all, finish what it started in Jacksonville. I can say this as I sit here. I was very proud and still am of the job that I did in Jacksonville. In that 1 year, I watched a team that every Sunday went out there and played with intensity, played with great effort, played with their hearts, to even our last game here in this stadium when an official came up to me and said, I have to tell you, I've never seen a team in the situation you're in play with this kind of intensity and emotion. And I said, they played this way the whole year. I mean, I was very proud of what they did. We could not get over, we were, I don't want to say the number one reason why, but we could have used more help roster-wise. And but for what we had a chance to win every week, and the players believe that.